might be a special night for him tonight?
Well, I can get right to it with Kenta. I mean, that was one of the best games I've ever seen pitched in baseball. Um, he's facing a team that he just faced last week with good hitters, and he dominated and he did everything you could possibly do. He was in total control. Um, he's showing us all of the different dimensions to what he can do out on the mound. It was, even for people who are in baseball, to watch a performance like that does put you a little bit in awe. And again, I mean, I don't even know what else to say. He was that good tonight.
Was it a difficult decision? What was the thought process of when you started seeing the pitch count start to climb, whether or not you were going to send him out there in the ninth?
Yeah, just to even get to a point in baseball where you're talking about throwing nine and getting that many swings and misses. It wasn't like it was first pitch, first pitch action, and he was getting a bunch of outs that way. He got some early outs, but he just missed a ton of bats. He was just throwing everything that he had out there, and he was getting the swings and misses. It seemed like on pretty much everything. So. The pitch count was still very good, right where you would want to see it. Knowing where he was at in his previous starts, 80, 85 pitches, and then going out there late in the game, it's a good stress to have to deal with. If you have one of your guys throwing the ball like that, that's exactly what you want to see. You also don't always want the pitch count. You don't like seeing those kinds of numbers up on the board as far as pitch count. But I'll also say this. Actually, Kenta the other day, I think it was probably 2 starts ago, said when he came out, he goes, I can still go, and at some point I could go 100 or 100. He might have even said 120. And I probably rolled my eyes and laughed and patted him on the back and said, "Great job." But here we are, and just threw a lot of pitches, but a spectacular night.
He had to wait, you had to wait, everybody had to wait to see how this one would play out there for a little bit. So it was your first taste at the new rule when it comes to extra innings. And of course, it didn't go perfectly for you guys, but one thing that did work out in your favor was to start the bottom of that inning with your fastest guy on second base. Now it's all said and done, I guess what were your thoughts on it in your first taste?
Yeah, it's definitely different. Never. We could talk about it all we want. You can simulate all you want. Those types of games, you realize that it's just sometimes, one swing, putting the bat on the ball. You have a lot of opportunities, again, with runners in scoring position. You see a lot of different strategies. The Brewers did a nice job cutting down, the runner going to third base, and, they picked it and put the tag down. You're going to see some different things and approaches and different ways to win these very unique ball games. I'm saying it's a lot of fun. We were fortunate to be able to win the game. It's easy to say that, but it's definitely forces you to think about baseball just a little bit differently.
Dan?
Hey, Rocco, how do you sum up a game with a 5-man infield, the team surrendering at the DH, 12 innings? You guys were out of position players, all that stuff. How do you sum it up?
Yeah, things were flying in every direction throughout the game, and I even looked at Mike Bell next to me and a couple of the other guys in the dugout. I kind of said just that. I said, there's a lot going on right now. It's going on pretty fast, but our guys, regardless of all of the craziness, our guys stayed very calm and focused, and we're able to just keep playing and making the plays, and you could point all over the place. I mean, kept making that play in right field. I mean, what a play that is. I mean, that's just a high end play that we needed to be made. Guys, in the infield again did a nice job as a whole. I know that one play maybe didn't get made on kind of a unique double play ball, but I was very proud of the way our guys kept battling. I mean, even coming down to the very end, Alex had a great game behind the plate, had some good at-bats, gets the runner over in that situation and made sure, he's trying to drive the run in, but able to put a ball in play in that side of the field, and just a hell of a job.
Dope.
Rocco, when Kenta goes through that stretch, striking out 8 batters in a row, the new Twins record, is there some sense for history in the dugout as you watch that? And how impressive is that, particularly considering, as you said earlier, second time facing these guys in a row and second time through the order this time?
Yeah. While we're watching it, I didn't know it was a record at the time. But I'll tell you this: you can feel it because you're watching it take place, and sometimes you watch take place, and someone might say like, "Hey, he struck out 5 guys in a row," and you don't really realize. You're like, "Oh yeah, I didn't," wasn't really locked in on that. Watching Kenta pitch, you're looking kind of around and having conversations with each other, saying like, "Wow." Like, wow. Like, you can feel it inning after inning. He just is going out there, and there's, it's a combination of a lot of different things, but he has it. He has it, and he's showing it to us every time out.
Any other questions for Rocco?
Is Louis Arise, what happened with him there?
Yeah, Louis came up a little sore. We saw him doing some stretching out in the field and kind of bending over a little bit, and maybe lightly favoring one of his legs. So with that, at that point in the game, we still had the ability to make some moves and wanted to make sure that he was okay. And again, Louis battles it out every night. Always says he's fine to keep playing, but at some point, we're just going to make the decision for him, get him out of the game, get him looked at, and we're going to take tonight. It was a long night. There was a lot going on. There was probably some guys coming out a little sore, or maybe even tired. So we're going to see how everyone's doing tomorrow, and we'll probably have some updates then on everybody.
Rocco, do you have a starter for tomorrow or any other logistical moves to announce?
Yes. Rich Hill is going to start tomorrow. I know we were anticipating this, but we don't have a corresponding move yet. We'll have that tomorrow as we sort out everything else too.
All right, guys, we good tonight? I'll keep you posted on tomorrow. It might just be Rocco pregame.
Thank you, guys. Have a good night.
4:15 slot.